For the truth, I look better under you. I can lose when I'm with you. How can I lose?
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a soft glam makeup tutorial. I have had a few ladies ask me in the comments for a tutorial, so I'm like, of course. I didn't even know y'all knew your girl was on the makeup wave, but I am. Makeup is actually the very first thing that I started my business out doing. And I recently just started doing hair, so I don't know why I just act like I'm a hairstylist. Like, it's really sickening to me that I even do that, but whatever, y'all. So, I am delivering because y'all asked. It's super simple. I like to do a natural, but like a beat glam. So, this client was getting ready for her bridal shower, and I did do her hair as well, y'all. So, y'all are going to see the whole look just come together. But I like to make sure all of my clients are groomed of any type of unwanted hair. So I always get that off the little peach fuzz above the lip, and then just a few hairs that's around the eyebrows. Now I do make sure the eyebrow hairs are going in the same place or the same direction. So I make sure I put some duo lash glue on there, and I just brush the hairs the way that I want them to go, and they just stay that way. This really makes the eyebrow process so much easier. So before I do the brows, I always prime the face, and this is the most important step, y'all. I wish I could tell you that it wasn't, but it really, really is. Like, I noticed the difference from when I actually prime my face or my client's face compared to when I don't, and it makes a huge difference. So it's super important to make sure before they even come to their appointment that they have at least clean and exfoliated their face, because just a good clean base, a good clean face, and a prime face helps the makeup application so much better. So I like to use e.l.f. grip primer. This was the green one, I believe, but I use the green or the red, it really doesn't matter. And I just rub it in, and then I go back in and pat it with a Real Techniques blending brush. A lot of my brushes y'all are gonna see are Real Techniques. I love Real Techniques because it is super affordable. It's super beginner friendly. All of my products, my whole makeup kit really is super beginner friendly, from my foundation to my concealers. So I am using the ColourPop brow pencil. I used to use a brown eyeliner from the hair store, but ColourPop really has the best eyebrow pencils like ever. I swear to God. And I think they're like $5 or $7, but they are really, really good. I use soft black and dark brown. So I've kind of used soft black on everybody because the pencil draws on really good. So you don't really have to draw too heavy or anything. So I always start carving out my brows in the middle. Like, I don't go directly to the front of the brow. I start at the middle, and then I do the same thing at the top, and then do the tail. Now, how I hold my pinky on my client's nose, that lets me know how far I need to go out when I'm doing the tail, because you don't want to give your client such a long tail, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I hate when I see a bomb face and the eyebrow tail is too long, because the eyebrows really make or break the face. So it's important to get those like precise, especially if you're gonna do them first. They kind of flow into the face, so you really have to make sure that you're drawing them good. But drawing really isn't the main thing. It's all about concealing them, y'all. So I'm going to draw her brows, and then I'm going to be back when I am concealing her brows. Okay, now that the brows are drawn on. Should I have said that? I think it's drawn on, y'all. But anyways, I like to use a flat brush. I cannot do a angle brush. I don't know how the girlies do it. I cannot tell you. But the way that AlluredByAlex does hers, I take a flat brush. I think I got these brushes from Shein. They came in like a 6-piece set. I love these brushes because they are wide enough, but they are still flat. They are very flat. So I am using Fawn by LA Girl Pro Concealer. I still have LA Girl Pro Concealer in my kit, baby. If you are a true YouTube girl, I grew up on YouTube when I was in middle school watching Aaliyah J. She already told you to be an it girl that needs to be in your kit. And I have always had it. I will never turn my back on it. Now, I do use e.l.f. concealer sometimes, but they are nothing like LA Girl Pro Concealer. So I like to use it because it is thick, especially when you let it sit on your hand. It kind of warms up and get thicker. So when I carve it out, I just make sure I use the flat part of my brush when I'm doing the front like I'm doing now. And then when I get to the back where I'm trying to do her arch, I use the tip of my brush. And you want to be very careful, y'all. It still takes me about 5 to 8 minutes to really carve out a brow because I like for them to be perfect. And you want to make sure that you don't get any concealer on the actual brow product. So take your time and be very careful when you are concealing your client's brows and your brows at home. Like, it's not that serious. And do not stress yourself trying to get them to look the same because brows are cousins and not sisters. So they will not always look the same. But just make sure that they are concealed perfectly to your liking and to the best of your ability. And don't stress yourself out trying to get them just extremely crisp. Like, focus on one brow and then go to the next one. Like, sometimes I play back and forth with them. But just make sure that you are taking your time. And then you will come out on the winning end. Trust me. Now that the brows are concealed, I am going to blend out my concealer with a Real Techniques blending brush. I love this brush for the eyebrows, y'all. Now, I do like the one that I applied the primer with as well for the brows to blend it out because it's bigger, so it covers more of the area. But this one is really good too. It's smaller, so it kind of helps you not get the product on the brow. Make sure you fill up your kit with Real Techniques, especially if you are a beginner. Like, they're so affordable. They are really, really good. So I like to blend back and forth just to make sure that I am seamlessly blending out the concealer because this is going to play a part in her eyeshadow. So you want to make sure that the concealer is blended out good so it doesn't do any creasing when you do add a little bit. I don't do much eyeshadow, but I add just a little brown base on all of my clients just to give that natural look to go with pretty much anything. So you want to make sure the concealer is blended out perfectly. So I'm going to blend out her concealer on the bottom, and then I'm going to conceal the top of her brows, and then I'm going to be back when we start on her face. Okay, y'all, so I consider the eyes as starting on the full face. So like I said, I normally do a brown shade, which is the top shade, but I'm going to mix it with the darker brown at the bottom because my client is wearing a black dress to a bridal party, so I wanted to have more of a darker eye, but I didn't want to do a smoky eye. Like, I do not live for a smoky eye. I just don't. It gives raccoon to me. I don't like it. So I started out with the lighter brown as the first shade, and then I just slowly started adding the darker brown. And as y'all see, I am blending over into the beginning of her brow. So I wanted to have that fade look because I want everything to kind of fade together. So I'm just gonna go back and forth and build up that color until it's matching the other eye.
I'ma get down to the gritty, then fuck up the city, the home of the villains. Ecstasy, wonderful feeling. Smoke out the pound when I'm chillin'. Trappin', I make me a killer. Look, I got everybody wishing. I hope you play your position. I don't want nobody listening. I see the whole precision. Give it
Okay, so now that the eyes are done, I am going to move to eyeliner, y'all. So I did not used to do eyeliner before the full face. I used to always do eyeliner last. But my clients have really taught me, like, do that eyeliner first so you can catch them tears. And, you know, the tears won't really mess up the face. Y'all, my girl was crying. Like, she was really going through it, but she was doing a good job at the same time. But, baby, she was crying. Like, I'm like, girl, breathe. Just breathe, girl. But for the most part, she did good, and we got it on. And I think this plays a big difference, y'all. If you do not use eyeliner, please use it. This is the Essence eyeliner. I got this from Ulta. I also use Essence mascara, but y'all will see that at the end. But the eyeliner is just so pigmented and black. It really reminds me of the Inglot gel liner, but at a more affordable cost. So if you're looking for an eyeliner like that doesn't bleed or anything, Essence is your girl.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you when you're in the mood for empathy. It's blood in my pen. Better yet, with your friends and them. I really wanna know you all. I really wanna show you off. Fuck that, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you cursed his name. You called up your girlfriends and y'all curled in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga, don't approach your.
Now we are finally on her face, y'all. And I use warm coconut and Maybelline Fit Me. And then I use Juvia's Place. I'm not sure the color. But I know it's one of Juvia's foundations. And I only use Juvia's because, like I said, she was doing her bridal party event, and I wanted her to have just like a full coverage glam. Like, I love my Maybelline Fit Me and Superstay, but they just give like a medium to full coverage. Like, Julia Place actually gives a full coverage foundation look to me, and I just feel like it just gives more glam. So it's thicker as well, so it glides on a little bit better to me, and it sticks to the skin. So I'm just really in love with their foundations, y'all. They are super affordable as well. They are always running sales on their foundations. And that's how I really found out about it. Like, I just got one time, and then I just started trying different ones. But I love these for my clients. Now, I did add Maybelline Superstay in the color Mocha around the edges of her face. That I'm doing right here, just because I wanted to kind of darken the sides just a little bit, because I knew I was going to add the Fun concealer just to brighten up her under eyes. So I just wanted to even out her whole face, and I am going to blend her face out with a brush, not a beauty blender. I am a brush girl. Sometimes I get on my beauty blenders, but right now I have really just been done with the beauty blenders. Like, I just feel like they just keep too much product, and I don't be wanting to have all that product. I really don't. So I'm using a Real Techniques blending brush, and I'm going to spray the brush with my Urban Decay setting spray, and then I'm going to blend her whole face out.
Every time I write these words, they become a taboo. Cut the small talk. I like cash talk. Lady diamonds hitting, turn the flash off. I'm like Win Dixie, I get bags off. Baby got a pretty face, slim waist, ass off. I'ma get my own sack, bitch. I never had.
I am going to use the same concealer that I use around her brows, under her eyes, on her chin, nose, and forehead. I just wanted her to have a bright under eye. Now, I could have went brighter, but I just feel like that would have been overdoing it just a little bit. So I decided to just still use Fawn because once Fawn is blended out, especially when it sticks to the skin, because I don't do the under eyes first, I always blend those out last. So once it sticks to the skin, it just glides perfectly and it leaves a very bright under eye. On top of my powder that I use, I knew it was going to be way too bright if I went a shade down. So I just stuck with what we did around her brows. And then I also I contoured her face with Juvia's Place contour stick in the color Congo.
Small talk, I like cash talk. 80 diamonds hitting, turn the flash off. I'm like Win Dixie, I get bags off. Baby got a pretty face, slim waist, ass off. I'ma get my own sack, bitch. I never had the bag. I ain't taking shit back, bitch. I said what I said. I was down bad, and they left your boy for dead. She say, girl, that fat nigga keep a loaf of bread. You got a 2-day trial before I take back my time and make you pay. 30-day trial before I made my mind. It is always trials and tribulations. Child, child, child. Kissing in Paris, I guess we could do it in French. Wow. Eating lo mein is child for now. Child, child. She got me wildin' now. Rory Italian, child for now. Child, child. Yeah, she making that shake, breaking that bait till her back break. Wow, yeah, yeah. Crazy how you managed to make me into a sponsor. You got me paying for shit. You got a 2-day trial before I take back my time and make you pay. 30-day trial before I made my mind. It is always trials and tribulations.
I did go ahead and contour her nose off camera, but once everything is concealed and contoured, I go back in with that same brush that I blended everything out with, just to make sure that there are no creases before I decide to put my powder down. I do use a sponge. I think this sponge just elevates the look, y'all. Like, it presses the powder where the powder needs to go. It makes it more crisp so you don't have powder just flying everywhere. Like, I love these down to the ground, honey. Like, this was one of the best things that ever happened to me as a makeup artist. I'm like, why did I not know about these? Because I used to always sit with either a brush or a beauty blender, and I would have brush everywhere. It just wouldn't be as uniform as I would like. So this just does the job. Like, it pressed the powder in better, and I don't necessarily bake my client's face or my own face. I like to sit the powder there, let the powder do what it's gonna do, press it in the skin. But as for just like piling powder on top of powder, I don't do that. Now, I do set everywhere that I did put cream at, so I'm gonna pretty much set her whole face, and then I'm going to set her contour with that same brown palette that I was using to do her eyes. I'm going to use the top brown shade, the lighter brown, to bronze up her face.
Baby don't give a fuck. What you do? I be fixing the weed while she sucking my dick, pull it out, then I titty fuck. I
fuck her from the back and she nasty, killing her. No, I give it up. I be cool on the bitch, ain't no pressure. Till I met this little freak, her name Meg. This little thing is style. Look how she walk, look how she talk, she sexy. I like when they pretty and ghetto. Type of bitch that don't even say hello.
So at this point, her face is pretty much done. So now we are going to work on her lips. This is my favorite part, y'all. I love carving out the lips because the lips add a different type of look to the face as well. If you are not outlining your client's lips, which I don't know anybody not doing this in 2024, but if you do it and you are not using Juvia's Place lip liner, you are missing out. This lip liner is so creamy and so thick. It glides on perfectly. I love it. I always use it. It has a great ombre effect with nude lip gloss. And my favorite nude lip gloss to use is NYX Fortune Cookie. So I always mix these two looks together. And they kill every time. Once I'm done perfecting her lips, I do go back in with that same foundation brush and dust the powder off. So when I'm dusting the powder off, I don't just swipe it away. I kind of press and swipe at the same time because I want that powder to sit in and sit on her skin without having just that white look that it has now. So I press and swipe at the same time, y'all. Please don't just swipe it off your client's face. I feel like you see where it's been swiped at, but when you press and swipe at the same time, I just feel like it sets the face a whole lot better. Now, I didn't show her blush routine on camera. I'm not sure why. I could have sworn I had that footage, but I use a Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette, and I just use a orange and purple shade, and it kind of mixed together and made like this reddish pinkish shade. I have been using it since the beginning of my journey, and I love it. It just adds more color and bronzer into the face, and it makes a real true difference, y'all. This face is coming together. Like, don't play. So I'm going in with that same Essence brand on her mascara. This is by far the best mascara I have ever used. Now, I was a big fan of Better Than Sex, but baby, this right here, and I think this was either $2.99 or $4.99. I think $4.99. But it is the best. Like, it is super dark. That's another thing that I love. And it really extends the bottom lashes. It just changes the whole look. And it adds flavor to me, to the eyes, especially with the black eyeliner. It's so tea, y'all. Like, I was so in love with her look, especially with her dress. Like, she was just bomb. This hair was bomb. Like, I did that hair. Makeup bomb. Like, and she was very happy. And that just makes me feel good as a beauty service provider. This is my job, to look busted. Because y'all see me to the side. I look a mess. It is my job to look busted while I make sure that other women are feeling beautiful. And I truly, truly, truly get joy out of my profession. Like, I love that for me. I love that for y'all. Like, y'all deserve that. Like, especially with the way I put them prices out, baby, I'm gonna deliver nothing but the best. Like, simple as that. So make sure y'all are booking with me, baby, because I take my time and I don't play. Now, we are ending this face off with more setting spray, and I drown the girls. I never care, because in the end, they are going to appreciate that, and they need that face to be set. I am also going to use Makeup Revolution. I think it says something like Super Stay or something, or 24-hour hold, but it's really good as well. And then I just go back in with the foundation brush and just blend everything together, kind of set that setting spray into the face, just to make sure there are no like spray marks or anything left. I took her pins down, y'all. And yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Give it up. Spectacular. I'll take 14. Okay? 8 down. I did not play. Like, and the smile says everything. See y'all next time.